Speaker who is here to provide us with an exciting preview of their program. Ms. Lavinia Ma is highly respected in the field of AI and digitalization, and their expertise promises to provide us with invaluable insights. Please welcome Ms. Lavinia Ma from Crescent Tech IT Solution and Service.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. How are you doing today? So I just realized sitting here throughout the day, I'm probably the only female, so you're probably going to remember that. So you may not have heard of our company, Crescent Tech IT Solutions. We're a pretty small TP. Our office is at Bertam Jaya. So if you can't differentiate us between, us and other booths, the only thing you can remember is she's the only female presenter today, right? So that'll be easy to remember. So thank you very much, HRD Corp, for organizing this event. Right? So can we just give a round of applause to HRD Corp? Yeah? Okay, here's the thing, right? A lot of us here, we are not yet sure where we are in terms of the learning curve. What do we don't know that we don't know about AI, correct? So we're actually here today, so a lot of us are just here to get information, like where are we at, where we're supposed to go with this, how much time do we need to prepare our company, what's the investment that we need to make, things like that, isn't it? And it wouldn't have been possible if HRD Corp didn't put an event like this. Even though the turnout isn't what we expected, probably we expected a bigger turnout, but this is the first step that we all need to take together, all right? So it's not just the training providers. Thank you so much for each and every one of you who have spent the entire day here from morning until now. You've invested a day of your life just because you want to know what's going on. You want to make sure that you're not left behind. You need to make sure, okay, we don't know what we don't know, but at least maybe after today, we can know what we didn't know before, correct? So I've seen a lot of presenters today that did a really good job. I was really, really very impressed with Mr. Param and also the speaker before me. I had no idea they were going to come before me, all right? But they basically covered 80% of what I needed to say. So I can actually sit down and not go with the rest of the presentation, but you'll be surprised how much well-aligned this entire thing has been so far. So that's Crescent Tech. So we are doing HR training. Sorry, can I? So for the next 5 minutes, here's what I'm going to cover. We have other programs apart from what we're offering today. I need to go to screen. Yeah, I need to go to previous screen. I think we missed one slide. Right. So before this, I just added this slide after lunch because do you see the first event highlight over there? Can you see that? It says secure special offer from training providers. So the training providers are here. I think you've seen a lot of good programs. Cybersecurity is not a training provider, but they have some programs as well. So whatever it is today, you have to start somewhere. So what I'm going to encourage you to do is we have a networking and session later on today. I would encourage you, grab one good deal today. You may not be able to decide on the date, you may not decide the time. We've got a lot of presenters that have come here today. They've offered training facilities, they've offered soft skills training, they've offered security training. So there are special deals going on today. I seriously want to encourage you to grab these secure special offers from training providers, and that's something we'll be covering as well later on. Okay, so for the next 15 minutes, we're just going to show you 3 programs, but we have more than that. And we're also going to say why they matter now, which cybersecurity just now covered a lot of that content, why it matters now, correct? And then how to sign up and get today's offer. So that's me before, like a year before I put on 10 kilos, okay? So, but that's me before, and I'm Lavinia Ma. And so now I'm going to know a show of hands, how many of you here are above the age of 30? Just a show of hands. How many above 30? Okay, so those who didn't put your hands up, that means you're below 30 years old, correct? The rest of you would be Gen Z, correct? Gen Z? Gen Z? Okay, Gen Z. Above 30 years old? Okay, right. So I'm definitely above 30 years old. So which means those who are above 30 years old, you would have remembered an era where there was actually no software, no internet, which means we didn't need cyber security back then, okay? But the world has changed significantly. Now, that's just 30 years ago. So those of you who are above 30 years old, do you remember an era where you didn't use software and you didn't use internet at the workplace. Do you remember that era? Now, how many of you are below 30 years old? Can you imagine working in a company, right? Working in a company that doesn't use software or internet. Can you imagine that? Impossible, right? It's like, would you want to join a company? So we were talking about talent acquisition just now. Would you want to join a company that, oh my god, the Hokkien people would say so aware, so outdated, impossible. So can you imagine the impact of not keeping up? What's the impact on talent acquisition? Can we hire people if our company doesn't have the infrastructure or doesn't have the organizational culture where we are tech adapted, right? So now we are in year 2025. Anyone remembers when we started using ChatGPT, things like that? When like generative AI became like common, like everyone heard about it. You remember which year?
2022.
2022, right? After COVID, before COVID? After COVID. If we were during lockdown, if we had ChatGPT, what would we be doing? Do you think our lockdown experience would have been different? Right? So can you imagine lockdown felt just like a few years ago, right? But the world has changed so fast. I want you to remember about speed. So fast. I want you to remember about adaptive. And I want you to recall how it impacts our lives without us realizing it. So, okay, where is that? So it's not just about getting ahead anymore. Last time, when I was in college, right? So you guys are going to be able to guess how old I am. When I was in college, you bring a handphone to college, you're considered a rich kid. Anyone remembers that era? Nowadays, your 8-year-old kid don't have a device in their hand.
No coverage.
Or let's say they're doing something and suddenly there's no coverage, no data. Can you imagine how different that world is? So it's no longer about being a rich kid, about being ahead, or being a company that is cutting edge, leading edge. Let's forget about all that. It's now more an era of catching up, isn't it? It has now become the norm. It's not about us being better than other people. It's about if you don't do it today, if you want to wait 3 months before you start like catching up on the AI training. 3 months. Your 3 months, it's a lot faster than what it was in the 1990s, what 3 months is. Correct? Right? So that is why I want to remind you again, whatever it is, you try to make a decision today that it's no longer about being ahead of others, it's just about catching up. Why is it so slow? Any idea? Alright, so it's going forward. Oh, he's also controlling that? No? Yeah. Oh, you can just move ahead for me. Okay, so just now Mr. Param talked about using AI in HR. How many percent of productivity, or rather reduction in human error, okay, reduction in repetitive tasks, how many percent you think you can save in terms of cost, time, or labor? So he gave you some numbers just now. Anyone wants to make a guess? Like how many percent do you think you could save or improve? 10%? More? If let's say you're using AI? Half? So say 50%? Okay. Data collected about 40%. So whatever cost it is, whether you're cost in time, cost in headache, cost in stress, okay? Whatever it is that you are having, it's going to be a tangible or intangible cost. Just think about it, at least 40%. These are real numbers. These are not numbers I'm talking out from the air, alright? About 40%, think about it. So if you're talking about results, this is what you can expect, okay? So 40% can be automated. So there are other organizations already using AI to cut errors and make faster and smarter decisions. So how do we make faster and smarter decisions with AI? Anyone has any idea? Like just now, he mentioned that generative AI, you have to put the human component into it as well, right? Correct? So how is it that AI can make faster and smarter decisions? If we have to have the human component in it, which part of using AI or applying AI that can actually help us make faster and smarter decisions? Now this we'll find out during the training, isn't it? Right? Now, just now I talked about 30 years ago, pre-internet era. A lot of us, we may be older than 30, but when I started working, we were already in the internet era. So one of the early companies that I joined was Technology Park Malaysia, right? At that time, I think we inside Cyberjaya. No, that was at that time in Bukit Jalil. And we were one of the areas that physically had high-speed broadband. The rest of Malaysia was still using dial-up internet, okay? But nowadays, handphone, you can have high-speed broadband, right? So how many percent of our workforce you think are going to be below 30 years old? Which they will find it unacceptable that a company that they join is not as productive as it needs to be, right? They won't be so resilient to accept the old school way of doing things because they grew up with a device in their hand, they grew up with speed, they grew up with efficiency. So in this younger generation, they do things very fast, but they also only want to join organizations that they can learn something from the organization. In terms of infrastructure, in terms of workflow automation. Otherwise, they come into a company, they will say, hi yo, do things like this one, not so slow one. And then what? You train them, 1, 2 months later they resign, isn't it? Because not only are they working for salary, you know, they are working to learn something from you. And they want the pride, the feeling of, I joined a company, I'm learning something from them. Because they spend enough years suffering in school, isn't it? Yeah? In a traditional school system, in a traditional college university system. So think about that when you're making a decision in investing into training. Because training isn't something that you invest today, next Monday you're going to get results. It's a habit or a behavior that your organization has to start internalizing those behaviors. So once you internalize those behaviors, once you get the ball kicking, right? Somebody who has attended the training, say in May, will be able to encourage that habit to a new recruit in August, in September. And then that kind of training or learning culture, adapting to new things, that culture keeps going on. So you will see the return in investment probably a year from now. But whoever who doesn't take that decision this year, April, May, June, I don't think we can afford to wait another year until we start considering what kind of trainings that we want to do. So think about this, Generation Z, Malaysia's workforce is notably young, with nearly 40%. 40%. So one of your selling pitch when you're recruiting the young would be, you know, our company is very up to date, right? We're automating a lot of repetitive tasks, we do in-house training, things like that. This is one of your selling points when you're doing recruitment for the young as well. So, back in those days, how many years was 1995? How many years ago? 30 years ago, yeah. So, have you, any one of you here, a lot of you are from IT as well, have you heard of Moore's Law? Anyone? Moore's Law? Write it down, Google it, it'll be fun to know. Moore's Law. This is a very important concept for you to learn. Now, basically what it says, Moore's Law says this: technology doubles every 18 months. And this Moore's Law came up in somewhere in 1950s. So nowadays, it's no more technology doubles every 18 months. What do you think it's more like? Things change every how many months, do you think? Do you think 18 months? We have to wait? No, we don't have 18 months. How fast do you think things are changing? I would give it about 6 months. About 6 to 12 months, yeah? So, anyone remembers this phone? Do you remember that this was the only phone people use in business? Anyone still has this phone now? A friend who has this phone? I remember it was such a big deal when your company gave you BlackBerry, you know. You felt really important because you could send emails, and then use that, stylus thing. You felt really grand about it. Now, iPhone came out. Now, how many of you have a touchscreen phone instead? How many of you? iPhone users? Anyone? Right? Awesome. So, how many years? Right? See, 2007 iPhone came out. BlackBerry was the leader at that time. Okay, it was the only new phone that people use for business communications. 6 years later, 6 years, BlackBerry thought that it could catch up. 6 years. Now, for a big company, 6 years is like, during those days, is like, okay lah, But then, now nobody uses BlackBerry anymore. 6 years. So just now I asked you, when did everyone start hearing about ChatGPT? 2022. What year is it now? Yeah, that's 3 years. So, do y'all know what's exponential growth? Exponential growth was something we talked about Moore's law. Technology doubles every 18 months, but right now it's more like every 6 months. But so does training in AI, deploying AI as daily applications to automate our workflows, to have HR functions, to do our data, to do data analysis, to do report writings, okay? So when you talk about AI, you are talking about not small increments in growth that takes years. You're talking about exponential growth. Number two, network effects. Anyone heard of network effects? It means that once one person in the company uses it, what does it mean? More people are going to use it. It's become normal. That's network effects. So if you don't start one person, that never starts, isn't it? Then you wait 6 months, 12 months, 18 months. Now, time-lag payoffs. Anyone here likes to save money? Put money in the bank? Maybe some EPF? Anyone buying stocks, investments? So time-lag payoff is, the thing about spending money is it's really fun. You go there, you see this thing, you spend money, it's really fun. You go home 3 days later, it's like, what did I buy, right? Time-lag payoff is the total opposite. It's like our investment in training. We feel painful to take out that money today. We feel, oh my God, we got to take out the time, we got to take out the money, we got to put in the effort, correct? But the payoff is like how you keep money in your EPF. You will get significantly more payoff in the future. Significantly more than the person who spent money shopping, credit card debt today. So time-lag payoff is the total direct opposite of acquiring debt. So if you are spending time in the office doing manual work, repetitive tasks, it's comfortable, it's a comfort zone, correct? Today. It's the same thing as spending. It's a kind of spending money. So what I'm suggesting is that you invest in a trading program today. Go take a look. It's not just from Crescent Tech. You can look at any of the other providers as well. They are offering really great offers today. So even if you walk away today, I'd like to ask from you that pick at least one program. Doesn't have to be from Crescent Tech. It could be from any of the other trading providers as well. Because that's the reason why HRD Corp. And you guys spend the entire day here, isn't it? Right? We want to start today because tech doesn't wait. So here are our courses. Yeah, I think I've got my team here. Can you just let them scan the QR code? Yeah, so that they can, I think you can put one here. Yeah, one person go down here. So for those of you who want to scan our QR code, okay, you can get more details about it, but I'll just run through with you what our courses are. It's going to be held at Singapore's Wembley. Anyone been to this hotel before? In Penang Island, okay, it's near Komta. I picked that hotel because it's got one of the best buffet lunch, okay? So these are the 3 courses that we are having offers today. These are two-day courses. You can get the specific details later. You can talk to the rest of our team and also sign up your interest form. So automated workflows, you identify the tasks in your company that actually you can automate. And I get AI to do that. Okay? And then the second one will be HR for HR professionals. And the third one is for those who have to look at a lot of data and then report to their managers. Right? Manually look at the data, manually have to write it out. So how could you do it faster? How could you get AI to just, click, collect all your data, do the data analysis report. So normal price for our program, 2-day program is 2,600 ringgit per pax. Okay, that's for automating workflows. for operations or admin, finance or HR, customer support, or even if you're the business owner yourself. So think about it. Do you have at least 5 people in your company who may benefit from automating their workflow processes? Second course we're offering is for HR professionals. Mr. Param helped you a lot by explaining some of the functions that we can automate if you're doing a HR recruitment, engagement, things like that. Okay, so automate recruitment, onboarding, employee engagement, performance management, workforce planning. And then the third course that we have is what I mentioned to you just now. It is for those that are involved in report writing and analyzing data. All right, so these are the tentative dates. Okay, some of you are looking at the dates and say, oh, I may be able to make it, I may not be able to make it. Talk to us about it, all right? Come talk to us about it. Right, so how much was the course just now, do you remember? Yeah, it's about 2006. Is that a bit too much money? Do you have enough of that in your levy? Because HRD Corp wants you guys to spend the amount in your levy, you know? Yeah, so imagine like you need 5 employees, so 5 employees times 2006. About how much? Any finance people here? Accounts people, right? So here's our offer today. Oh, you may, for the first 5 companies, we may throw in a public speaking training. But we'll talk about that later. Come talk to us about it. So, for today's offer, do you want to be a discount? Yes? Okay. But do you remember where the event will be held? St. Giles Wembley. St. Giles Wembley. Very great buffet, very great tea breaks. And do you remember that we need to make a decision quite fast, isn't it? Right? So we can get started on this AI learning journey. So our normal price was 2006, 2 days. Right? So we're doing per pax. For today only, go and talk to us. You sign up your interest. You don't have to decide which specific people, because you know, last minute people take leave, people get sick, things like that, right? You can always replace the packs. But we are encouraging you to set at least 5 packs from your company. 5 packs. And if you do that, some of you might say, oh, our company doesn't have 5 people who want to send. I don't know, maybe you met someone during lunch break. You might want to like combine and take up this offer. Yeah, but this offer stands for 5 packs. Why? Because, well, we got to pay for, you know, the space. We got to arrange the logistics. We got to pay for the catering, things like that. So we need to manage our numbers. So, Mr. Fazlul, our training manager, what was the price again? Alright, so the price is not going to be 2006. It's for 2 days per pax. St. Giles Wembley, happening in May. The price for only today if you go sign up. For 1 course. Okay, out of 3 courses, right? Sign up for 1 course, it's going to be per pax, 2 days. Sounds good? Sounds good? Yeah? Now, if you've got 5 packs from your organization, just for today, until 5 p.m., yeah? After that, I got to wrap up and go home. Because HRD Corp wants us to make you a great offer. Because to thank you for taking the commitment to come here today and to make this event a success, we need to start somewhere. So HRD Corp, training providers, all the employees that you took the time off just for today, here's what I'm going to do. If you're going to send 5 packs, we're going to give you two courses. 2. Out of the 3, pick 2. And if you want a public speaking course, you might throw that in as well. Okay? You pick 2 courses. And you will pay. So these 2 courses, right? 2 days. Okay, so we're always talking about per pax when it comes to money. You pick 2 out of 3 courses. Just for today, we are going to do it for how much? St. Giles Family needs to give me a bigger discount. Right. So I just need something that will be able to cover our costs, number one. Right? The cost for our venue, the cost for our logistics, the cost for our team. How many team members can just turn around and wave hi to everyone so that they can come talk to you guys later? Can you just stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up? So we've got salaries to pay, we've got overheads to cover, guys. So I'd love to make an offer because I promise HRD Corp our training providers are coming here to make an offer, okay? So I'd like to give it to you for like $500. So I like to lala, say 500 once, 500 twice, you know? Right? Do a lala thought real quick. So here's what I'm gonna do, okay? Best price. Really, really doing my best here, all right? Just for today. No, like calling me like, 3 months down the road and say, I want the same price. No. We're gonna do it for 1,198. 2 courses, 2 days. That is a total of 4 days at St. Giles Family Hotel. Some people say St. Giles, so I'm still divided about that. Maybe I have to answer English teachers here. Yeah. So St. Giles Family, 2 days for each course. You can pick 2 courses. That's a total of 4 days for the grand price of 1,198. Do you have to pay out of pocket? You can. You can pay out of pocket. But we would encourage you to pay from your HRDF levy. So if it's 1,198, 2 courses, you have 5 people in your company, what's the total cost would be? 1,198 times 5 people, right? Think about it. Now that's the cost coming up from a HRDF levy, but think about the cost 6 months down the road if you don't do anything today. Think about the cost of your company that's not just left behind, but it might cost you lack of motivation, isn't it? To work when you know other people, your task can be reduced by 40%. So you may not know the details, you can ask our training manager here, you can ask for more details before you make a decision. But I think that's all the time I have for today. Thank you very much for your attention. Our team is here, we're all dressed in black today. Right? Thank you so much. I hope to get to know more of you. Please come talk to me. Alright, I'll talk to my team members. Thank you so much for your time.